a terrible meeting experience? There've been so many. One example of a meeting not going well was when the person told me within 5 minutes that they would need to leave a 1-hour meeting at the 20-minute mark, because that was a sign that they weren't interested in what I was talking about. It was a really shitty feeling, but at the same time, his business partner, who stayed in the meeting, gave me the most valuable advice that I've ever had for a product that I was working on. So I'm really grateful that they took their time to meet with me.
Obviously, you've got an objective. Obviously, you're there for a purpose. You're selling a product or service. But I think what makes a really good salesperson a great salesperson is that they spend a lot of time understanding what the other person wants. They think about how to help them achieve what they want. And if the thing that you're selling fits with what they want, then it's a great outcome for everyone.
Yeah, so whenever I meet with someone, I like to arrive early, just a few minutes early, so I'm composed, so that I can suss out the landscape and which table to sit at. I also like to be out the front, ready to greet them and thank them for their time. And at that point, I will also ask them what coffee they would like and go to see the waiter or waitress to order the coffee. And if possible, I like to pay for the coffee straight away, because again, it's a display of thanks to them for taking their time out, and also it avoids any awkward moments at the end.
You know, the first thing is I'll thank them for their time, and I'll ask them actually how they are, you know, and genuinely, not just in a flippant way. You know, if they say they're having a shit day, then I'll actually spend time trying to understand why it is they're having a shitty day. And I think this comes back to this genuine sincerity around caring for the other person, you know, that it's more than just a transaction. You know, this is a human being, and they've got feelings and emotions. Once you've got to the point where you feel like you've dropped in and you've built rapport together, then I restate what the purpose of the meeting is. You know, we're here to talk about X, Y, and Z because I want to understand whether this is something that you care about, and if it is, then maybe we could think about X, Y, and Z together. Once I state that purpose, I check in with them and ask them, is this what you understand this meeting to be? Because a lot of the time people just end up talking at length about themselves and the other person is completely disengaged. So once you state that purpose, you get that confirmation, ask them for any initial thoughts and feedback. What you're trying to do is understand their needs. Once you've done that, then it's typically time to elaborate a bit more on the solution to the potential problem they may have.
I think the start and the end of the meeting have a lot of similarities to them. At both points, you're thanking the person for the time. At both points, you're sort of clarifying what the purpose and objective of the meeting is, so that people can stay on track. At the end of the meeting, if you're running out of time, you definitely need to close it out and focus on what the commitment is that the other person is going to make in response to the meeting you've had.
That commitment doesn't mean signing on the dotted line. The commitment could mean, you know, agreeing to make an introduction to someone else in their organisation who may benefit from this product or service. It could mean introducing you to someone outside of their organisation or to a friend or someone who they think could be interested. It could be agreeing to looking over some additional information or trying a sample product. But the key here really is to get them to agree to take action after the meeting.
And always be respectful about the time you've allocated. If it's a 30-minute meeting and you take 35 minutes, the person won't complain. They'll be super polite, but they won't like you about it. So stop 5 minutes before and be really clear about next steps and following up and what happens. One thing I like to do is book a lot more time in my calendar than I book in theirs. So for a 30-minute meeting, I might book in an hour, just in case they want the choice to continue the meeting beyond what we said. You know, if it's like a 4:30 meeting, I won't book in anything afterwards because they'll be like, hey, this is really fun. Would you like to go and get a beer? And I have the opportunity to say, hells yeah.
Sitting down with people, getting vulnerable, asking them for stuff, it is scary. You know, the biggest risk is that they'll say no. But it's not like it's a live or die situation.
I don't want to buy everything that people come to talk to me about. I think people generally want to do the right thing. And if it is that you're selling something that's of value and it's right for them at the time, they're likely to buy. If not, well, that's okay. I think it's always important to just respect people's decisions.